Hey, what's up guys? CRIPPNIPP here, and I wanted to go over one of my favorite features, or a couple of my favorite features on the new SP404 Mark II. So what I've done is I opened up Cubasis 3 on the iPad, and I selected a couple plugins. So I have the Model D, I have Chompler, and then I have one of the stock acoustic pianos that's going to be used with the vocoder. So I'll get into that one a little bit later. On the Mark II, you have banks A through J. Each one of those is going to reflect a separate MIDI channel. So bank A being MIDI channel 1, bank B being MIDI channel 2, and going all the way up until J, which is going to be the last one, which is MIDI channel 10. So on the iPad, what I've done was I've selected the Model D. I went into the routing. I came over here to the MIDI input and I selected the Mark II. And then on the input channel, I selected channel 1. So that's going to be A. And then for Chompler, I did the same thing. I went to MIDI input, SP404 Mark II. Channel, I selected channel 2. So if I go to B, I have everything, all the different chops playing from Chompler straight through the iPad, or straight through to the Mark II. Channel 3, I've set the MIDI output to Mark II and to MIDI channel 11. So MIDI channel 11 is going to be where the vocoder MIDI information lives. All right, now that I have the Model D open, I'm just going to play a single note. When I'm done, I'm going to hit the mark button. Now I have that as a sample. So I'm going to put that onto a pad. And then I'm going to go ahead and edit that as well. So I'm going to go into the pitch and speed. And then I'm going to do the envelope. So I'm going to hold shift, pitch and speed again. And I'm going to adjust the attack time. So now you could hear it kind of creeping in. I'm going to do the same on the release, but I'm going to drop the release down so it could kind of like fade out. And then I could do the hold. Awesome. So I'm going to go ahead and exit out of there. And then the bass part is done for the time being. I'm going to open up Chompler this time. Go to bank B, which is channel 2. What I like to do is let my drum beat play out and then start chopping on top of that. Go back to bank B. Once I'm done with that whole process, I'm just going to go back into the skip back and then find the sample. I actually put that into the wrong bank. So you'll see it's in B when I want it over here in D. So I'm just going to hit copy and take this one, put it over here, hit copy to transfer it over, and then I'm just going to delete that one. So now if I go back into D. Okay, so for this last part, I'm going to add the bass. I'm going to do that same process. I'm going to take that new skip back sample that we did, and then I'm going to play the bass on top. But instead of just playing the bass like that, I'm going to go into the chromatic mode by holding shift, pressing 4. Select the bass. All right, so once you're done editing the sample, finding the start and end points, just stick it onto another pad. To access the vocoder, you're going to have to hold shift, external source, and then go over here where it says input effects, and then select the vocoder. So I'm going to move this mic.
And you can hear the vocoder play the sequence. So if I start playing this, you'll hear that you kind of have like some chords on it, since that's the MIDI information that's been given.
All right, so now that that's done, I'm going to exit out of there, hit the mark button, and just take a small snippet of that.
The MIDI information that's been given. The MIDI information that's been given. The MIDI information that's been given.
Awesome. So I'll just truncate that, and then I will also normalize that.
The MIDI.
And I could go ahead and slow that down too to kind of like match the BPM.
MIDI information that's been given.
And then do the same thing. Hit the mark button, go into skip back, zoom in, adjust the start and end, and that's it. But yeah, that's my workflow and how I like to use the SP404 Mark II. I hope this helps out, and if you guys have any questions, please leave them in the comments below, or check out the Facebook page SP404 Freaks. There's about 9,000 people in that group, and they're all SP heads, ranging from all sorts of music genres. So it's a great resource for community and mingling and learning. So yeah, check it out, and thank you. Take care.